Hey, this is Tommy Armstrong at EMGtv. Talk a little bit about tone and techniques. So, how are you, David?
Excellent. How you doing?
I'm pretty good.
The plucking and picking hand is really where a player's signature comes from. And if you think about it, the picking and plucking hand is also the hand that you're going to write your name with. So it is your signature, right? It's your signature hand. So my signature sound, if there is a thing like that, would be certainly from my pick, right? And I chose a pick because as a young teenager growing up, I was always playing in bands with guys that had very loud rock and roll guitar amps. And in order to compete with them, I had my little 212 cabinet and 100-watt head. And I found that with the pick, I was able to get a tone. And I was able to dig into the note and be able, as opposed to just...
So the attack is totally different.
It was the attack. So to me, the attack of the pick is... Cuts
right through.
Cuts right through. So that's been a big part of it in my career. Certainly with the Megadeth music, which is very fast, very articulate, very precise in its execution. I can pick up the guitar lines as well as be able to...
On the bottom.
Yeah, look, I grew up playing a lot of punk rock music, playing heavy metal, and then of course thrash metal is really a hybrid of punk and metal together. So I was able to bring all of my favorite playing together into one sort of unique type of bass style by playing across and also being able to use the pick.
Do you have some formal training? Is there one scale that everybody should know that's going to be very useful? Or
yeah, I mean, look, certainly learning major scales, right? Just like a nice C major scale, the relative minor to that, A minor.
Two, so
yeah, so being able to discern between major and minor. Major tends to be more happy, minor tends to be a little bit darker, sometimes sadder. So it's good to be able to know that. I find also, to me, pentatonic, which, a 5-note scale, if you play pentatonic, it's rock and roll. If you add half steps, it becomes metal.
So would you call that the key of metal?
So the key of metal has half steps. Now, a big part of that is diminished, which would be the 7th degree of a scale.
So has that been a pretty go-to thing for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Where you've got that flat 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Flat. So I'm going to start here.
Exactly.
Flat 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's that flat 5, and then also I think the harmonic minor, which is where you raise the seventh tone. So.
You're starting on E.
Yeah. So say like an E minor. There he goes. Right. So you raise that 7th step.
And that's the harmonic minor.
Yes, exactly.
So scales to pay attention to. We got the major scale, minor,
the harmonic minor,
diminished. Pentatonic.
Yeah, and pentatonic for sure.
And then the key of metal.
And the key of metal, which is always half steps.
Always half steps.
Yeah.
The one solid piece of advice you would give to any bass player coming up today?
I would say play with as many different people as you can. Even if it's music you wouldn't normally play with as many different drummers, especially because you'll notice how a band sound changes when you're playing with different drummers. So that, I think, is huge, at least as far as being out playing with other people. For you at home, personally, always, always, always play with a metronome and or a drum machine. Because to be able to play to a metronome will internally set the timing of your own body, and you will automatically always be thinking about meter. And so all of a sudden, your toe will be tapping, and you will always be thinking about timing, because it's not enough to know the notes, you have to also play in time.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I just got a bass lesson from David Ellefson. That's pretty cool. Thank you very much. This is Tommy at EMGtv, and I want to thank you for hanging out with Music Education with David Ellefson of Megadeth and Altitudes and Attitudes. Look for a new album coming out soon,
Yes.
Altitudes and Attitudes, and look for Dave on the road with Megadeth in the future. Thank you.